Hello students, welcome back to LITLENS. Today we are discussing the poem Fire and Ice written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost, he was an American poet. He is known for his rural American life, nature and philosophy. He is the only poet to win Pulitzer Prize for Poetry for 4 times. His major works include The Road Not Taken, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, Mending Wall, etc. The poem, it is published in 1920. It's a lyric poem and the inspiration for writing this poem is Dante's Inferno and a conversation with an astronomer Harlow Shapley about the end of the world. People believe that Robert Frost wrote this poem after a conversation with the astronomer Harlow Shapley about the end of the world, and also he has got inspiration from Dante's work Inferno. The tone of the poem is reflective, ironic, and philosophical. The poem. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with this those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. So, poet is showing a contrast between fire and ice. Fire as a metaphor for strong wish and passion, I is for hatred and indifference. So the poet is telling that the poet begins by presenting two contrasting views about the end of the world. Some people believe the world will end in fire, while others believe it will end in ice. Based on his own experience of desire, Frost agrees with those who say fire will bring the world to our end. Here, fire is a metaphor for desire and passion, which can become so intense that it destroys everything. In the second stanza, Frost considers the possibility of world ending a second time. He reflects on his knowledge of hate, and concludes that if the world had to perish twice, ice, that is hatred and cold indifference, would be also powerful enough to cause destruction. He uses the word suffers with irony, understating the enormous destructive power of hatred. Ice representing hatred and indifference is just as lethal as fire. So, poet wants to convey in this poem that both fire and ice, both desire and hatred, passion and indifference have the power to destroy humanity. This is a small summary of the poem Fire and Ice. Let us go to the line by line analysis of the poem. Some say the world will end in fire. Poet introduces the idea that some people believe that the world will be destroyed by fire. Some people believe that it is because of desire, it is because of greed, it is because of uncontrollable passion and lust. The world will end. Some say in ice. Other people believe that the world will end in ice. The world will end because of hatred, coldness, and indifference, lack of kindness. From what I have tasted of desire, but what I have experienced in my life, the poet relates us to fire to his personal experience of desire. What I have tasted, what I have experienced, it is because of desire. And I hold with those who favor fire. And I stand with people who say that the world will end because of fire, will end in fire. So he sides with those who say that desire, uncontrollable desire and passion and greed can destroy the world. Desire left unchecked leads to destruction. In the second stanza from lines 5 to 9, the poet says that the poet imagines a hypothetical scenario. The poet imagines that if the world ends in a second time, if the world if the world had to perish twice, if it has to be destroyed second time or uh, in a second time, I think I know enough of hate. He draws to the next idea. He says that If the world has a second ending, if the world has to end twice, then the second time it would be because of ice. Ice means nothing but hatred. And to say that for destruction, ice is also great. Ice, coldness, lack of compassion is equally capable of destroying the world. Hatred can freeze humanity, it can freeze human warmth and kill slowly. So, ice is also enough to kill people, enough to destroy the world, and would suffice. Suffice here as a sarcasm, he is telling it is enough. Ice is enough to end this world. Suffice means would be enough. So, Frost uses an understatement. Hatred is not merely enough, it is devastatingly powerful, strong, ironic ending. So, as an irony, he is telling that ice is enough to kill this world. But that enough says that it is such a powerful, devastating agent which kills the humanity, which can freeze the entire world. Clear. So the point says that world can end both in fire and ice. Fire means if you have an uncontrollable passion, greed, and ice means if you don't have kindness towards others, if you are cold-minded, if you are marble-hearted, if you show hatred, if you are indifferent to people, then it can also lead to the end of the world. Themes and major ideas of the poem include desire versus hatred, destruction of the world, power of human emotions, irony and understatement, philosophical reflection, allegory and symbolism. Fire symbolizes desire and passion. Ice symbolizes hatred and indifference. The poem is an apocalyptic end where the world is a metaphor for the moral and emotional deterioration of human society due to its vices. The poem says about how the world can end because of the lack of compassion, the emotional deterioration of human society, then power of human emotions. See, Frost warns that if desire and hatred, if this extreme emotions are not controlled, they carry the seeds of destruction with them. And the and this in this poem, Frost uses irony throughout, comparing Earth's end to something almost casual. See, he's casually telling that world will end like this, even even because of fire or ice. But this carries a deep what emotion, this carries a deep meaning, it's powerful, it is more than that we expect. The power of this hatred or indifference is more than what we expect. It can kill the entire world. And the poem invites reader to reflect on their own emotions. Actually, this poem is not for the end, it can be of, or it can uh, if a person reads this poem, he can connect to his life. Or it is meant for a single person, it is meant for the entire world. Okay. Fire and ice are not just physical phenomena, they're allegories for the best and worst of human nature. It is applicable to wars, relationships, and society. Now, it is about the literary devices used. Learn any three of them: alliteration, enjambment, rhyme scheme, symbolism, irony, contrast, and personification. Fire and ice are used as metaphor. It represents destructive human emotions. Fire and ice symbolize two most powerful forces that can destroy humanity. Then alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds. Then irony we discussed. Enchantment means lines run without any pause, without any full stop, without any punctuation marks. Lines flow like that. That is called enchantment. Contrast means the entire poem is built on the contrast between fire and ice. That is desire and indifference. Then rhyme scheme and personification. Key takeaways of the poem: the message is timeless. Whether at a personal or a global level, letting passion or hatred rule always leads to destruction. This is the main idea of the poem. The message of the poem is desire and hatred are powerful enough to destroy not just individuals but the entire world. We must learn to balance and control these emotions before they consume us. Some question answers. Okay. So by this, we have come to an end of the summary and detailed analysis of the poem Fire and Ice. It's a very short poem and very easy to learn also. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe this channel LitLens and share with your friends also. Thank you.